It's time for ACC Central, presented by Just Means Less.
I drive into right. It's enough. It's back. And it's gone for the cycle. It's a walk-off grand slam. Florida State wins it.
Hosted by Monty Taylor.
In the air, center field. Moore is under it. And on to Omaha for the Cardinals.
Micah Butel.
Fly ball driven into left field. Smith, does he do it? He does! A walk-off homer by Ken Smith.
And Nick Dioli.
Gets it down. Here comes back Puck. He is safe. And Boston College wins.
Fastball off the plate for 2 balls, 2 strikes. Monty just got landed on.
There are 2 pigeons roosting right above me, and my can of Pepsi
Smacked into right field. And
Welcome back, college baseball fans. Those pigeons get me every time.
I swear it is Nick saying, he's all over that. I swear every time I hear it, I think it's Nick talking.
I love that. But yeah, maybe it was Nick was there. Actually, I don't know if he was there at that point, because I think that might have been when he had to go do something. I don't know. I think he was only there for the first 3 days. But anyway, Micah, how are you? We didn't know if we were going to get you this afternoon or to this evening, whatever time it is. It is 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. Had some fun afternoon baseball in the ACC. Only 2 games on.
We did. There's not much more I enjoy in life than having a day where you have a lot of busy work to do, but it's kind of like sit in your office and do it. So you got the 3 screens doing actual work, and then you got that small little corner window on one of the screens where you got the game on. It was fun getting to watch a wang bang and a walk-off bunt. Bunt. Yeah, it was a walk-off bunt, but I think it was more of a walk-off error, to be honest. But yeah. but regardless, I mean, that was fun to watch. I mean, it was, again, obviously, do you want Pitt to struggle with Youngstown State on a Wednesday? Not really. But also, Youngstown State took Auburn to 1-run games twice in February. So,
yep. And I did not realize that Pitt had rescheduled the Youngstown State game for today, and it wasn't on the Diamond app for some reason. So when I saw, and I originally tweeted out, it's just BC Bird Ball. Then all of a sudden I was getting the notification for Pitt that their game had started, and I was like, okay. So we got a double midweek for both Pitt and BC. By the way, the big win for BC was yesterday. They went to Northwestern, won that game. So BC Bird Balls won 7 in a row, which, pretty good for them, Northern schools. But, obviously disappointed with yesterday's results. Obviously the Florida State-Florida game was, something everybody was looking forward to. We thought Florida State would have a shot. The Florida pitching just shut them down completely. Clemson looked like they were about to get back on track because they were putting a shellacking on Coastal. Let's get your thoughts on the umpire play there. I don't really know what to make of that because it's just wild. You don't really see it. So
here's what I'll say. The umpire doesn't put the situations that happened before it and after it into effect.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, that cost them 2 runs? 2, 3?
2 or 3.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I know that's the difference in the game. I get it. I do. I don't know if y'all know this. The umpire is also part of the field of play. So, technically, it'd be the same thing if you slipped on grass. I know it's tough, but it was abundantly clear the umpire was not trying to get in the way. And in the defense of the umpire, that was a misread at first.
Yeah.
He ran to the wrong spot.
Yep.
I'm not, again, I get the frustration if you're a Clemson fan. As someone, again, I think both of us, we can say we were rooting for Clemson to get that big midweek win. I didn't want to see that happen. I was pretty ticked off in the moment because I was watching it live. But I mean, it's not like, the umpire just didn't move. Like, he tried to get out of the way of the guy. He did. The problem is then the guy wanted to go back to where the umpire was standing. Like, it's like in hockey when when the puck ricochets off the ref. Like, you can be ticked off, but like they can only do so much. Like, they have to be there. So again, I'm not like the one that's like the ref needs, or excuse me, the ref. Geez, I'm mixing up sports now. The umpire needs to be this, or that should have not counted. Like, I mean, come on, guys. Just don't load the bases before it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, I mean, you still blew an 8-run lead because it was 11-3, I think. Was it 11-3? It was 9-3.
I think it was like 9-3.
They lost 11-9. I think it was 9-3.
Yeah, because I remember I kind of got frustrated because it was 3-0 Coastal to start, and I was like, oh gosh, here we go. And then like it was like 4-3 when I dialed in, or 5-3 when Clemson took the lead that I redialed back in and watched the rest of it. But yeah,
some definite concerns, but at least the offense did score a bunch of runs.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, like right now, if you're Clemson, like I think the best thing that's going on for Clemson is like, yeah, they're not playing very good baseball, but I mean, clearly the talent is there to where if they can just figure it out, they're going to be fine. They're kind of, my only fears are kind of giving me Virginia vibes from last year. Like you're just kind of sitting there going, when are you going to go? When are you going to go? Is this going to be the time you go? And like, they'll have the days where the offense explodes and the pitching staff doesn't want to back it up. And then the flip side, where like you get that good outing and you're like, oh, today you wanted to score 2. Like,
right.
My only concern with Clemson is just now the time's running out, but I mean, we are almost in April.
Yep. And at some point, time will run out, as we saw with Virginia, and Virginia started to make that run late, but then, obviously the Florida State thing out of their thing, but then they didn't take care of BC bird ball in the ACC tournament, so you don't have a ton of time, even when you might turn it on late, right? Welcome, Nick, to the show. Glad you could make it.
Hello, boys. How are we doing?
Thanks for fitting us into your busy schedule.
You guys are always my priority.
Yeah.
I laughed because I mentioned that this was going to be during the Giants-Yankees game, and Nick thought I was mentioning that for him because he's a Giants fan, but I didn't care that it was. I was just hoping you would agree that, oh no.
Yeah.
So
silly me thinking that Monty was thinking about me. Silly me.
I did throw that in there, just hoping to be like, oh, because like I wanted to try and go maybe at 7 instead, but Nick wasn't available. But anyway, we're all here midweeks. Nick, in case you didn't know, Pittsburgh had a walk-off bunt. It was a sack bunt that ended up with multiple errors that won the game. It wasn't like a suicide squeeze. And then, technically Boston College also walked off Merrimack because they run ruled them. We had a Wednesday wang bang, which, I mean, Pitt's got walk-off bunts. BC bird ball is having Wednesday wang bangs. I might have died and gone to heaven, Nick.
I mean, it was a very eventful midweek. So
yeah.
I wouldn't blame you if you did.
Didn't get the best results yesterday, right? Obviously, Campbell, we didn't even mention Campbell beat NC State, and I think they beat Duke, and they beat Wake Forest?
No, I think they beat Coastal.
Coastal, okay. So Campbell's got some big wins on their resume, big midweek wins. I couldn't remember if it was 3 ACC schools, but it sounds like it was just 2. Duke had a big walk-off last night, 5 unanswered runs, and I believe Caden Smith with a big 3-run blast to a point where Cliff Godwin is getting roasted on Twitter because of his lack of graciousness in the post-game interviews. Consider me shocked by that behavior. I'm not. But yeah, good midweeks. I will tell you guys, I didn't. My power rankings come out tomorrow, but the top 4 remain unchanged. I just didn't feel like I could put a 2-2 Florida State above a 3-1, Virginia or Florida or Georgia Tech week when Georgia Tech went on the road. So I don't blame you guys for your power rankings having Florida State up there because the way they played. But I was ready to make that change had they beaten Florida, and then I was still contemplating it, but then I was like, man, 2-2 and then pushing them up. I just didn't feel right about. So my top 4 remained unchanged. But anyway, Micah's power rankings come out tomorrow as well, right?
No, I dropped them earlier today. I
dropped them earlier.
normally drop them on Thursday, but now that we've hit conference play where we've got games on Thursdays with the pick'em graphics coming out on Thursdays, I just, that marketing brain likes to not overwhelm the content. So, Monday is going to be your top 25 ballot. Tuesday is going to be your midweek conversational pieces. Wednesday will be your power rankings. Thursday will be your picks, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, let's be at a ballpark and talk some ball.
Yeah, since I'm doing an article, it kind of throws me because I want to make sure I get those Wednesday games. And if they didn't play Wednesday, I would definitely be doing power rankings on Wednesday. But those last 2 kind of screw me. But anyway, Micah's power rankings are out, so go check them out. And did you go with Florida State at 1?
Yeah, but they were 1 for me last week too. So that wasn't.
Oh, okay. So
my power rankings didn't really change either. I just had Florida State already above Georgia.
If I had them above, they wouldn't have moved. But I just didn't feel like I could.
I did the exact same thing as you, Monty. The only difference is I already had them there, and you didn't. So my top 4 stayed. I think my top 5 actually all stayed the exact same with Virginia, North Carolina, and then I can't remember who my 5 was, but yeah. Like everyone else, the more changes that came were like Clemson fell drastically.
There was a lot in the middle.
College came up,
yeah,
things of that nature.
Yeah. What's fun is I've been doing those graphs, so it's fun to watch. And by the way, I got Pitt at 10, so their streak of just going up 1. They're still because they went 3-2. So the streak continues. So they've gone up 1 every week. So they're now top 10 after starting at 16 in the preseason. But let's jump into it. We're back. So they didn't have a Sunday or a Thursday, Saturday series last week, but we are back this week with a Thursday through Saturday. I imagine at least 1 ACC network game being the Thursday night, probably more. Miami at Clemson, 2 teams that really need this series. This is a massive series in terms of these 2 teams' postseason hopes, really, but also just the expectations and the way they've failed to meet those expectations. So it's funny because obviously they're both unranked at this point, but I think you could make an argument. I think it's the biggest series of the weekend. And so they kind of nailed the Thursday through Saturday, but not in the way they necessarily would have envisioned or hoped for. But Micah, you want to talk about this series a little bit?
No, it's funny. That's a really great way of putting it. Like they nailed it. This is the Thursday to Saturday series. I want to be able to stand alone watch this game tomorrow night. The problem is it's not for the reasons we had hoped.
Yeah.
No, and shout out to Arcane's Cat Heat for putting this out
Perfect
there.
timing.
Obviously, there's no AJ Siskar this weekend for them.
That's a problem.
They're just. They're banged up. It feels terrible to say this because you have to be a good team to be able to get to the super regionals no matter what. But it does feel like Louisville and Miami just kind of, I wouldn't say lucked their way, but just had the ball bounce the right way, put themselves in the right spot, got hot at the right time last year. And I think maybe some of that hype from last year, those were 2 teams that in all reality were kind of near the bottom of what we thought was going to be a run for the ACC. I think Miami especially, I thought they didn't even deserve to be in last year when I was doing all my bracketology stuff. That was the one, when Virginia got left out for Miami, I remember I actively had said, and I feel bad for it because Miami fans don't deserve angry Micah, but I had said they didn't deserve to be in. And now it just feels like, they're maybe coming back to life, but I just don't know if the Bats can do enough.
It's funny you mentioned that, Mike. An anonymous head coach in the conference told me that he believed that Notre Dame deserved to be in ahead of Miami last year. Which
I wouldn't be surprised by that either.
Right, and they beat Miami at Mark Light, and
Miami. I hate to say it, but Miami got in last year because they had the SEC quality losses. They played really tough schedule out of conference early in the year. Their RPI, the thing was they floated in the top 50 RPI all season, even when they were losing. So in the mindset of P2, I am so glad, Monty, and I could be wrong. We might not actually be there, but it has felt like this year has been the most FRPI until about now kind of conversation. I feel like over years, me included, would be well, they're ranked in the top 50 and like, March 6th. It's like, yeah, bro, there's been 3 weeks of games. We don't know who's actually good. Like, so, now it does feel like, that benefited them. But again, like going to this year, like Clemson's the better team. Like that's the thing. I lean Clemson this weekend because I do think that they're like, again, both teams performing at their best. I think Clemson's better than Miami. And so you're telling me it's at DKS. Both teams are struggling. It's not like one team's hot, one team's not. Like, I just don't think Miami, with how, like, I like the word wounded animal that our guy Canes Cat Heat used, but like just how banged up they are. I just don't think they can go there. And like, I don't think Clemson fans have quit on their team yet. So I still think there's going to be a very good atmosphere. So, I just think Clemson's going to get it done. And honestly, like, might be a hot take, but I think there's a better chance Clemson sweeps than Miami wins this series.
Wow. I'm going to be interested to see what happens on Monday's show. If Clemson lets Micah down again, he might turn on them.
The crash out's going to be so bad.
But yeah, no. What's interesting is you bring up Louisville and Miami, and I think we're finding out for Louisville. I've talked about how apparently it looks like, Patrick Forbes and Tucker Biven were harder to replace than we thought. And it's the same thing. Griffin Hughes and Brian Walters and Will Smith, a little bit harder to replace than maybe you had previously thought. And that's part of it. But that's a good point. I mean, in Rob Evans, we trust. So maybe they've got the nod against Michael Sharman. Sharman hasn't looked good in the last 2 starts, but I'm putting you down 2 of 3, Micah, for Clemson.
No, put me down for a sweep.
Oh,
the guy who never picks a sweep. We're feeling a little more dangerous this time around.
Love it. All right, Nick, let's hear your thoughts here on this series as you pay attention to the baseball game.
Actually, I don't have it on right now.
Okay, you were looking down. Are you wearing sleeves?
Are you wearing the Tony Vitello Tennessee co-branded hat by chance, Nick? Did you see that on social media?
I've had for like 10 years.
Did you see that on social though? That like Tennessee Sports is selling like Giants hats with the UT Tennessee logo right here, and it's the most cringeworthy thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wait, who's selling that?
Alumni Hall, which is a pretty well-known brand, is selling Tennessee versions of a Giants hat. Look at my Twitter, Nick. I quote tweeted it because I said, normally I'm all for supporting your former coach, but I don't think it's weird to wear a hat that says, my ex left me for someone better. Like, that's wild. But
I need to see how Giants fans feel about that, because me personally, no, not my thing.
I know, Monty. We're speeding it up. God forbid we have some banter for once.
I just don't want to talk about non-college baseball stuff.
Tony Vitello was a college baseball guy.
Non-ACC stuff. Boom! Roasted.
This series is really tough, man, because I was looking at my power rankings, and guys, if I
Your terrible power rankings.
No, they're not. I have Notre Dame top 5, Monty. You should love it.
I do too. I have them top 5 as well.
Okay, so not terrible.
No, that's just because we agree on one team.
Guys, if we didn't have Stanford and Cal, Miami and Clemson are my bottom. They're the bottom 2, which is crazy. I mean, I don't know. It depends on who kind of just feels better at this point. I want to say Miami is going to win this series because I think the Creighton series really helped them kind of feel good again. Whereas Clemson getting swept by Notre Dame and then blowing that lead to Coastal the other day is just really, really tough and really, really tough to bounce back from. I believe Clemson's the more talented team. I think they have the better pitchers. I will go Clemson 2 of 3 because it's at home.
I'm laughing at this. I don't know what Miami team Canes Cat Heat's been watching, but I love the support of his team here because they are definitely not one of the best teams in the ACC.
I mean, they did have one of the better records in the ACC if you take away their ACC games.
That's true. Yeah. But I will. So you're going to take Clemson?
I'm going to take Clemson, yeah.
All right, 2 of 3.
Yes, 2 of 3.
Yeah. Oh, that's good news. They are getting Frank Melendez back. Now the question is, what are you getting back from him? In terms of that, how much is he stretched out? But the good news is reinforcements are coming for a pitching staff that desperately needs them. I'm going to go with the upset here. I'm going to go with Miami just to be a little different here, and because I really think Clemson is just reeling, and I think it's going to be really hard to pull out of the tailspin this weekend. So somebody goes, I will take bird ball in this series.
Dude, I love BC burners. They're the best. They are so funny.
All right, let's move along to Virginia at Boston College, which I imagine BC bird ball will also bleed maroon and gold will also take bird ball in that series as well, right? But all right. We got some weather. Boston College took 3 of 4 from this Virginia team last year. It's in Chestnut Hill. The BC Bird Balls won 7 in a row. Micah, how are we feeling about this series?
I hate it. With every ounce of my being. What's the meme where it's like, get the brooms out, but not for me?
That's it, get the brooms out, but not for me.
Call the police.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, it's the call the police meme.
Okay.
Flip it. But no, I mean, Virginia's the better team, I think, at this point, right? Like, I think everything we've seen from Virginia says that. But that's not an insult to Boston College, because Boston College is obviously, I mean, if Boston College wins this series, I think it's time to start ranking BC Bird Ball.
Oh, they'll be ranked if they win this series. If Notre Dame got ranked after sweeping,
I don't know, man. There's been a lot of crap, like a lot of heat. I mean, I guess but remember Notre Dame also swept. So I'm curious if there's going to be a lot of people have been very slow to get around Virginia. I mean, think about it.
That's true.
They weren't even ranked in every poll until last
week? Until they beat North Carolina, I believe.
Yeah, and even then, did PG rank them then, or D1 rank them then?
I think so. I think that's when they finally ranked them.
Yeah. So obviously they were slow to come around to them. Yeah, you're welcome, BC, for the bulletin board material.
Micah's on bulletin board. SEC Micah's back, folks. He's on bulletin board across the conference.
Shirt, and I am going to an SEC game tomorrow, so it only makes sense. It just means more guys, but no,
just means more bulletin board material.
Yeah, I'm gonna go BC 2 of 3. It's hard to go up to Chestnut Hill and get it done.
Remember, 2024, UVA had trouble up there. They lost the ALS game with Colarusso on the mound, and then they had to really struggle to get the other 2 wins. So UVA did get the series win last time, but it was not easy to do.
And I'm curious, if this Virginia team feels a lot different than last year, but BC is going to make you earn all 27 outs, and so it's just going to be really interesting to see kind of how they approach it in terms of again, they're going to have to be sound defensively.
Micah doesn't. It looks like there is no bulletin board material anymore. Off the board.
Again, the way BC is going to beat you, right, is they're gonna play the small ball. They're gonna run. Can Virginia? That's what's amazing about Boston College is you have to play sound defense to beat them. It's not you can be the better team, you can have the better lineup, you can have the better arms, but if you cannot make the fundamental plays defensively, they are going to score. They are going to make you pay for those. I think Virginia is capable of it, but again, I just think going to Boston College this time of year, and as someone that actively is rooting for more respect for this conference, I think Boston College taking a series like this is better for just increasing their tournament odds. So you know what, BC 2 of 3. Let's have some fun with it. Plus, Monty, you look really good in the BC hat, so I think it's just making me feel some type of way.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that I've had that effect wearing the BC hat. Apparently nothing else works, but this hat, something gets the people going.
It's the people going.
Nicholas.
Montgomery.
Whoa.
You
You can't use my government name, but I can
can't
use
use
yours.
your government name. I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Go ahead. What do you got?
My 22 ranked Boston College Eagles will win this series 2 of 3. Micah kind of really covered it all. they are a scrappy team. They do a lot of different things to get things done and win. I said the other week, I feel like if NC State had played BC up there, NC State would have lost that series.
They were much closer than I think people realize.
Yeah, that was a very close series. I mean, don't let some of those scores get away from you. Like, that was very, very close. I think there is something to be said about playing Boston College when they are starting to click up there, this early in the season. And I'm not sure Virginia is kind of ready for that. BC is going to make you pay when you make mistakes. So I will take BC 2 of 3. They're looking really, really good.
Wow. I can't believe that we are all. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not.
Oh, no.
So
it's here. Don't worry. I'm
taking Virginia. I'm taking Virginia. It's going to be tough, but again, this might actually. I mean, if Boston College can throw strikes, I think that they've got a shot, and I'm not going to be disappointed if they win at all. I'm going to be very excited. I will be screaming from the rooftops about BC Bird Ball, but what Eric Tyler's done, with the game plans for Virginia, I mean, it was a completely different offensive game plan yesterday against Maryland, and yet they still churned out. I mean, I think they had at one point 10 runs without an extra base hit, without a walk. Like, they just strung hits together. Just completely throwing my, Virginia offenses like Georgia Tech's, that if they don't get walks, they can't. I thought that might be true, but apparently that was the thing. So I'm going to go UVA 2 out of 3, but this is a pretty big toss up for me.
Yeah.
So
the
hat switch was crazy.
I mean, this series is so stressful because it also feels like too. And I know like this is not a slight at like the O'Connor era of Virginia, but it does feel like Coach Pollard has Virginia like
leave the hat back on,
doing a little bit more of like a take care of your business kind of piece. Where like I'm not saying that like Virginia would overlook teams, but it always felt like Oak would have the sweeps of like would have the Virginia Tech sweep, but then in exchange would then have like a series loss at Boston College. Where like it feels like Pollard has Virginia like just winning every weekend. Like just take care of your business. Like maybe not have the pretty sweeps, but just keep taking care of business. So it'll be interesting to see. But with the Sunday problem Virginia's been having, I'm still a little, up in the air whether or not they, can sweep. And then if you say, hey, like, can BC take a second one? Yeah, they can. So.
The AJ versus KJ matchup for 2 innings on Friday afternoon will be fun.
Yeah, because AJ's only going to go 2 because KJ's going to go 7, right? No, I'm just kidding.
If KJ goes 7, that is some malpractice there with the stretching out. Just like he threw 10 pitches, in a game. We can stretch him out the full way now.
Alabama's guy threw 131 on Friday in the no. Who says no?
Kidding. That's Rob Vaughn. I love Rob Vaughn, so never feel bad now.
I'm gonna text him and tell him to watch the 28-minute mark of our show tonight.
Oh no! All right, North Carolina at Notre Dame. By the way, it's looking like Friday and Sunday will be streamed, and Saturday will not be. So if you were looking forward to Ryan Lynch in South Bend, get the radio broadcast from North Carolina. Dave Nathan does a great job there. I think student radio is for Notre Dame if you're a Notre Dame fan, but based on what I could see, it looks like Saturday is not being streamed, but Friday and Sunday are. So, which again, we don't need to have a repeat of Micah's rant, but yeah, it's bullshit. But it's a ranked top 25 matchup, number 23 Notre Dame and number 14 North Carolina. I'm going to start with you, Nick. How are we feeling about the Irish hosting the Tar Heels? I know your Tar Heels, they're coming in. They've quietly gone 5-1, but they weren't exactly convincing against Louisville.
Yeah, not feeling too good about the old Dirty Foot Club. Not feeling too good about them. Notre Dame has really, really impressed me. They've impressed me yesterday, and they're impressing me today in their midweeks.
The scoreline impressed you yesterday because it wasn't streaming. So
yeah, right.
Bino Waters 4 for 4 with a home run, by the way.
This lineup, dude, they're very, very good. They are really good. I wasn't super impressed with how North Carolina handled Louisville at home last week. I mean, a series victory is a series victory, and you should take them whenever you can, especially in the ACC. But on the road at South Bend, Notre Dame's really feeling themselves, coming off of a big sweep against Clemson. Everything is just feeling like it couldn't be going better for Notre Dame. And I think that trend is going to continue because nothing has really sparked for me and North Carolina right now. It's not like they're doing anything bad. You know, they're top 5 in my power rankings. They're number 11 in my top 25. They're doing everything right. But Notre Dame just seems to have a little more oomph and spark, and I think that's going to continue to ride. And Jack Riddell has just been lights out, and I think he's going to keep doing that.
Notre Dame 2 out of 3 for you?
Yes, 2 out of 3.
I'm before we get to Micah, I'm riding Notre Dame as well. I think if this was at the Bosch, I'd be going North Carolina.
Right.
But with it in South Bend, that place is a house of horrors for visiting teams. And I'm going to go Notre Dame with, I have some question marks about the UNC offense. It disappears at times. I mean, Louisville, was able to keep them. I mean, Louisville probably should have won that series, right? They had a passed ball, third strike call in the 8th inning on Sunday that kind of cost them. And until that point, North Carolina hadn't really done anything offensively. So, I think I'm going to go Notre Dame here, especially if the weather's chilly. I'm going to go Notre Dame 2 out of 3. And Micah, what are you leaning towards?
Darn, I was really hoping you were going to give me a better thing. So I wanted to have some fun with you, Monty, but you didn't say the words I wanted you to say.
Oh no. But
my guys, you told me, I've been hearing all about how Clemson's struggling. It's Clemson's a problem. Clemson problem. And then you said, oh, hey, Nick, by the way, Louisville, they North Carolina didn't look that impressive against them. You know who else didn't look very impressive against Louisville? The Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who lost the series to them.
They should have won the series, though. And I thought they did look impressive.
Right?
Maybe you didn't watch, because I was actually rather impressed with the Louisville offense, or obviously Louisville offense, but the Notre Dame offense.
Sure.
So that actually made me feel better about Notre Dame, because the other thing is it was in Louisville. Notre Dame had played one game at home all year by the time they went to Louisville. I mean, that also plays a factor.
Sure. North Carolina takes.
Wasn't Zion back for that series too?
Yes.
Yeah.
North Carolina takes the series.
Yeah, love it. No sweep though.
No sweep.
All right, another big series. These games, I don't necessarily envy the people who have to cover these games, possibly because these are going to be very long games. I have a feeling with the way these offenses are swinging the bat. Louisville hosting Pitt. Pitt is still, I believe, a top 5 scoring offense in the country. If not, they're definitely top 10. Louisville, I imagine, should be getting pretty close to that with the numbers they've been putting up. But I know they had a little bit of a slow start non-conference wise. So how are we feeling about this one, Micah, with your Louisville Cardinals?
This is the wrong team to face when you need to figure out your pitching staff still.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep riding the Cards for now. Just being at home. Again, they were competitive with North Carolina, a couple breaks away from potentially taking that series in Chapel Hill. I think that's, again, I didn't think Notre Dame was bad. I know I used that as my evidence to pick against them with North Carolina, but that was, again, Louisville finding a way to outslug Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Do I know if Louisville can outslug Pitt? Maybe, but I mean, let's be real. Pitt does allow a lot of runs on the other side of the ball. So,
and their pitching isn't quite to the caliber of Notre Dame's.
Correct. So, it's kind of one of those, and let's be real too, Pitt does not have that automatic Friday night guy like,
Right.
Where, obviously you walk out to a series with Notre Dame and you're like, well, we're probably going to at least drop one. So, it's a situation where I think I'll lean Louisville for now. Obviously having Zion Rose back out of the lineup is not great, but, there's reasons to believe that offensively they're going to figure it out. And, I mean, at some point, right, they're going to figure out this pitching staff. I'm determined they're going to do it. Again, this is probably the wrong team to do it to, but hey, wouldn't it be hilarious if they figure it out against one of the best offenses in the country in Pitt? So give me Louisville 2-3.
Love it. I'm going to lean Pitt because I think I'm at this point like legally obligated to pick against Louisville. And I will say, I think also historically when I do pick against Louisville, they tend to do better. That necessarily hasn't been the case this year because obviously I picked against them all the time. But we're gonna continue that trend. I'm gonna pick Pitt, but I do see Louisville possibly outslugging them. But it's gonna be a fun series. But there's gonna be some wild score lines I think in this one. It's gonna be shootouts galore. Curious to see what the over-unders look like for this one. Nick?
I'm going to take Pitt in this one.
In that case, I'm changing mine to Louisville. Just kidding.
Oh my. I like to think Georgia Tech's pitching is a little bit better than Louisville's.
We don't know.
We honestly, it's like splitting hairs, and I really, really don't know. But I really love this Pitt offense. I love what Kai Wagner's doing. I love what that whole lineup has been doing lately. They're knocking at the door, man. And I feel like they're going to kind of break through this week. That offense is just super lethal.
Yeah. All right, moving along. I'm Duke at Florida State. Duke is going to fight. They're going to make you work for it. But I think this is probably the easiest pick of the week. I think it's Florida State. I'm still not going to pick a sweep though, just because Duke really does not stop fighting. But I would not be surprised if it's a sweep. But I'm going Florida State here. Micah?
Florida State sweep. I agree. Duke is going to keep fighting. That's the scary part about saying the sweep. But Florida State really has taken care of business. Like that Friday night against NC State. I mean, again, they just ran into a good NC State team. I think NC State and Duke, not necessarily the same team. I take NC State in that. So, again, I just lean Florida State here. They're obviously at home. Yeah, Florida State. And I think, too, because if I'm not mistaken, when they swept Wake, they lost to Florida in the midweek that week. So part of me kind of goes, maybe that fires them up just a little bit extra.
Yeah. Nick?
I am picking my first sweep of the year, and Florida State.
Wow. Moose has obviously talked to you and said, stop picking us.
He hasn't, but I'm sure he's I agree. Duke is just going to keep fighting throughout this entire series, but let's be honest. I think Florida State has just had a tremendous run right now. Their lineup is lethal. Miles Bailey is playing like Barry Bonds right now. Wes Mendez is playing like Clayton Kershaw right now. Everything is clicking for the Noles, and it's at home. I like Florida State in a sweep here.
Ooh, bad news for Wes Mendez come postseason time. You just compared him to Clayton Kershaw. So
shoot, Verlander.
We don't say his name on this show. Moving along, Stanford at Virginia
That's
Tech.
a story I don't know about.
Yes, it is. You know about it. Stanford at Virginia Tech. Another barn burner. The Hokies 3-6, despite not 3-6, 4-5.
4-5.
Despite a really rough start to conference play, they're a lot closer to 500 in the conference than you would think. And now they've got Stanford and they're facing at home. I'm going Hokies 2 out of 3. But I would not be shocked if Stanford pulls off the upset. But I have Stanford at 16 until they prove me otherwise in the conference. Nick, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I'm going VT 2 of 3. I think they kind of felt themselves a little bit against Duke. I think, they got the monkey off their back, finally winning a series, kind of getting through that really tough part of their schedule. Now it really lightens up. I think we're going to see some good quality baseball from Virginia Tech, especially pitching. Like I'm very excited to see the pitching and see what these guys can do in a lesser lineup. So give me Tech 2 of 3.
Micah?
Hokies sweep.
Oh my goodness. The guy who doesn't pick sweeps, picking sweeps.
Yeah,
3 of them.
I'm out on Stanford until otherwise proven.
They've tricked us too many times.
And Virginia Tech, they need a sweep here. Like they can't. I mean, yes, taking the series is fine, but if you really want to be in that bubble conversation, you have to sweep this. Like you've unfortunately done too much damage with how bad you looked in Arlington. Like you have to take care of business when they're in front of you. And obviously, they did not look good in the midweek yesterday, losing to my ETSU boys. First time in a minute they've lost to ETSU. So it's just you got to have a sweep here. So Hokies sweep.
Love it. All right, let's head to Winston-Salem and the couch where I am not going to be this weekend. It's Cal at Wake Forest. The Demon Deacons looking to rebound. Nick picked Wake Forest, saying he couldn't imagine Wake Forest starting 4-5. Yet it is reality, Nick. Cal 0-6, which I think is harsh because I don't think they're an 0-6 ACC team. They easily, the way the series went in Brighton or in Chestnut Hill, it could have obviously gone the other way, but they got swept, and now they're still on the East Coast. Tough one here against Wake Forest. What are we thinking, Micah?
I think Wake takes 2 of 3. I want, my heart is just screaming pick Cal, but unfortunately they've been knocking on the door so many times that it feels like they have to break through eventually. But on the flip side, I don't think Wake Forest is I just don't see Wake Forest under 500 at the end of March in ACC play. It just doesn't feel right. I mean, it's obviously
2 weeks in a row where that something like that has been said now.
maybe there's something to that, Monty. Maybe there's something to that. But but no, seriously though, it's the way they looked. I mean, Monty, I'll have to admit, I did not watch. Love that. I did not watch the Sunday. By the way, I officially booked my trip out to Cal, so I will be coming to see you soon, Cal. But did that the other day. But anyways, back on track. I did not realize with the Virginia and Wake game on that Sunday how that game started. I just pretty much saw the final score and then kind of skimmed through your post game notes and I listened to the post game interviews you had, Monty. But I did not realize that Wake Forest kind of jumped on Virginia there. And obviously Virginia had the answer, but it's Wake Forest is not again, I just don't. I mean, if they start the season and they lose this series, Wake Forest fans, I don't know if you want to hear this, but you're probably you're on the outside looking in on the bracketologies you'll see from people. I know, crazy, but I'll take Wake 2 of 3. I think Cal is going to find one again. I think they have. I don't see Cal also starting ACC play 0-9, but one of those things can probably happen. So I guess we'll just see which one it is, or hopefully none of them. And I just get it right and I nail it.
All right, moving along to NC State and Georgia Tech because Nick picked Wake Forest, so we're moving along. I'm just kidding, Nick. Go ahead. You can make your pick with whatever you want to do.
Okay, your shock face gets me every time. It's very funny when you do that
because it's also like a sad face. It's not my real. And by the way, that's not my real shocked face.
Yeah. This is an interesting one, guys. I'm going to take Wake 2 of 3 because I do believe this is a good Cal team. I want to believe that they are better than they were last year. I think their rotation is good. I think their bats find ways to win. Morningstar not starting on Friday. They're going to move Bagwell to Friday night, so we'll see how that change goes. I think Cal finds a way to win on Sunday. I feel like the Sunday matchups for Wake have not been going so well either. They bumped Duncan Marston out. And Cal's rotation has been very consistent with the 3 guys that they've been throwing. So they're going to find one. They're going to make Wake work a lot, but I'll take Wake 2-3.
By the way, the 2 freshman shortstops in the conference, Jet Kennedy and J.D. Stein, going head-to-head in this one. Protect J.D. Stein at all costs. He's a sweet baby angel. Just wanted to throw that back out there. But, yeah. All right, moving along to NC State at Georgia Tech. The big one, I believe. So I put these in based on the times that these series start, and I think this is the ACC Network matchup Friday night. So NC State at Georgia Tech, it's going to put Micah's theory to the test because NC State's got a pretty good pitching staff that can throw strikes. So we're going to find out how Georgia Tech's offense handles that. I'm going to pick Georgia Tech 2 out of 3 here, but I want to hear Micah's thoughts. Actually, let's save Micah for last. Nick, you go ahead first. You make your pick. As Micah goes, fine, I'll look at my phone.
I'm picking State to sweep. I'm going to do it. I don't know why. I just feel like State's got the better pitching. I think their bats can come alive. Yeah. I don't know.
You think they're going to? You think they're? You
got to get it done.
You think they're going to go to Atlanta and sweep? Not just win the series, sweep. The disrespect to a top 5 program or top 5 ranked program right now is incredible from you.
Maybe I need this.
They can't even sweep Princeton. You think they're going to sweep Georgia Tech?
Yeah.
They couldn't even sweep Lafayette.
Whatever.
What is the entire team going to get stuck at Waffle House or something? Like what the?
I may have to clip this, and you may not be welcome in Atlanta anytime soon, which, hope you don't want to go to a Braves-Giants game, buddy.
I've done that way too many times and have had my heart broken at Turner Field and Truist. So,
you won't have to do that anymore because you'll be banned from the city of Atlanta.
Well,
you'll be on the do not allow list right next to William Tecumseh Sherman.
Cobb County, not in Atlanta, so you'll face.
I meant the Atlanta metropolitan area, right? Like it's not city limits, metropolitan area. So you'll be up there next to William Tecumseh Sherman as the do not allow into the city.
You better hope you don't have to connect with any Delta flights, kid, because you're cooked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I fly American. Yo,
all right. Micah, are you picking a sweep for NC State?
No, I don't do drugs. I will be picking Georgia Tech to win this series. I will actually take Georgia Tech to sweep.
Love that.
I don't think NC State's very good. I don't think that they're a top 25 team. I rank them because there's not many reasons to not rank them, but I'm kind of out on them. I'm like they're kind of like Clemson for me now. I'm just kind of out. Like,
well, you're not out on Clemson. You picked them.
That's true. but also Clemson's playing with their players. So
last I checked, State beat Coastal. Clemson just lost to Coastal.
Last I checked, Campbell just beat State. Like multiple teams this year have beaten Campbell.
We're going based on head-to-head here. Now you're just changing everything.
What?
What does Campbell have to do with that? Clemson didn't play Campbell.
Also hasn't played. Anyway, whatever. We're not playing this again. This is dumb.
Play it.
It's just salty.
Play it, monkeys. Sorry.
No, I think Georgia Tech sweeps because I think you're going to get your I think you're going to win the Friday night. The biggest question for me is what are you going to get on Saturday? What are you going to get from Dylan Loy? Because if Dylan Loy throws to his potential, then they're going to sweep. If he doesn't, that's where NC State's in some trouble. I'm maybe saying NC State is not a top 25 team may have been a little bit of a spicy take. I probably kind of want to retract that one back a little bit.
It was not. It was. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was spicier than the North Carolina State's going to sweep on the road take.
That's fair, but I do think that NC State has just what has NC State done that's been impressive this year, guys? Like seriously, I'm asking, what have they done that has made you at any point say NC State is a top 25 team besides their preseason rank?
I thought you were going to ask what impressed you. I was going to say losing to Princeton 1-0 after scoring 16 runs in the same day. That's impressive. But
can I actually like just defend it a little bit, just a little bit, because I kind of feel like you guys were in shock when I said it.
You already did. You literally made your statement right after you clicked it.
Well, I never said anything about Georgia Tech.
Oh, because you hate them, and you hope they.
I hate them. No.
You literally said, "I'm picking NC State because Georgia Tech is garbage and doesn't deserve to be ranked."
My favorite player, not on my favorite team.
Also, a sweet baby angel that needs to be protected at all costs.
I was going to say that too. I was going to say that too.
Go ahead, defend it. Yeah.
I just feel like lately, I'm still, obviously, I love Georgia Tech. I think they're going to be fine. I still have them in Omaha, obviously. Nothing about Georgia Tech has changed for me. But I think State is desperate. I think they need the bats to get going. And I feel like Georgia Tech's pitching, what we saw up in Pitt, kind of worries me a little bit. And when you have a lineup that's kind of desperate and State's decent pitching, which, you know, at times can look better than Georgia Tech, I don't know. I got this gut feeling that things are not going to click for Georgia Tech.
On the road. If I wouldn't be giving you this much crap if this is in Raleigh, okay? I'd still be like, wow, that's crazy. But I wouldn't be. But at home, Jackson Blakely is pitching really well on Sunday, and Heath Andrews and Cooper Consiglio just got lit up by Florida State's offense, which I don't think is quite at the level of Georgia Tech's. It's close, but not quite. Like, I just don't see them keeping Georgia Tech's offense quiet enough for 3 games to sweep.
I also think Georgia Tech's dying for a statement, and this is like the perfect opportunity to do that. Like, Nick, what you're saying your gut feeling is about NC State was mine with Georgia Tech. I wasn't actually going to go sweep. I'm glad I went after you, because if you had just like, if I would have gone 7, let's go Georgia Tech 2 or 3, play it safe. But then when you went out to, you know, La La Land over there with the NC State sweep, I was like, you know what? I'll join them in my own version of La La Land. So
we also have to remember that Nick is a homer for 2 teams and lets that get in the way of his you know, objectivity.
Are you not a homer of Georgia Tech?
No, I'm a UVA fan.
Are you not a homer of 2 teams?
No, just UVA, man.
I'm a homer of all 16 SEC teams.
and all 14 Big 12 teams.
Suck it. And get ready to learn Utah Valley, boys.
I also need this because we are about to lose Will Wade, and I just need a sweep here. I just need a sweep. So we're about
you don't deserve a sweep. You hired Will Wade knowing what he is. It's like getting bit by a snake that you had as a pet, being like, well, it was like you knew what he was when you bought him.
I didn't think it happened this soon.
That's true. That's
I really
fair.
did it. I thought we were going to get like 3 years.
1 year is crazy. It's X Factor time. What do we got, boys? Who wants to start with a pitcher?
Dylan Lloyd, Georgia Tech.
Oh, did you get your phone out to like think of one and then immediately was like, I got it?
Basically. I was like,
all right.
Because again, we're playing the game. It backfired last week. Bounce back performances. I said Ethan Eberle, he did not have that. But maybe it'll work for Dylan Lloyd. It's been working really well for these Saturday guys for me. So let's just hope that it keeps going.
The Charmin one was amazing. Go ahead, Nick. Who's your pitcher?
Jacob Duden, NC State.
You don't want to go Ryan Marone? I think that'd be the safer one.
I feel like Duden is.
Again, I like to play the X Factor game and make sure everyone knows this. Who needs to step up? Not who I think will. I mean, obviously, I'm in hope and we're hoping I'm right, but I like to play the who needs to do what to get them to win.
Right, but the only way you can really prove it is if.
Correct. No, exactly. Yeah. Again, like it's a hitter, but it kind of proves the point. Like if Eberle pitches well for Louisville, maybe they win the series. I mean, there's no proof.
The offense was terrible on Friday though. So
no, correct.
Because they lost. Yeah, but yeah.
But
knows?
he was also terrible. So
Yeah. It could have been the offense immediately was like pressing because they were behind. Let me look at my picks real quick. I am going to go with cha. Oh my goodness. I'll go with I'm gonna go with Stammel on a bounce back.
love it.
Max Stammel, he got roughed up. I don't think he pitched particularly bad. I think it just kind of unraveled in the one inning, which happens. All right, let's go hitter. By the way, we all went Saturday pitchers. Love that.
Micah and I going to face it head to head.
Yeah. Hitter, Nick.
Give me Mr. Nicholas Wangbang, Boston College.
All right. Wang bang. Okay. Micah.
Monty, I'm trying to decide who I want. You know what? Ty Daly, Clemson.
Oh,
I was trying to think of a Clemson boy I wanted. You know who needs to get hot? Ty Daly needs to get hot.
yeah. I know what graphic I'm using for his thing already. It's going to be the bat on fire.
Love that. He's going to have a on fire bat weekend when Clemson sweeps Miami.
I am going to go Bino Waters. Notre Dame.
Nice. Good.
Obviously, I don't think he's been his best this year, but then he went 4 for 4 yesterday, so I think he can continue that and have a big weekend. And if I'm picking Notre Dame, I think he needs to have a big weekend if they're going to upset North Carolina for a second straight top 25 ACC series victory. So that's going to do it. Under an hour. Let's go. I'm the best producer of all time. Tell your friends. Any final thoughts, Micah? Do not filibuster this to make it over an hour.
I'm excited. You
You don't even need to talk slow to filibuster, Micah. You are a talker. You
I'm
can just talk.
excited to have booked my ACC trip to see Cal, Stanford. That'll also include Miami and Louisville on that trip. So clearly it's telling y'all when I'm coming. Really excited about that. Really excited that I will be at a ballpark tomorrow. It is SEC. I know, gross, but it is Oklahoma, Texas, which is a fun rivalry. So I'm excited for that. And I'm excited that I got to spend 2 shows in 1 week with you guys. I have not done that in a hot minute. So that made me happy.
Didn't make me happy.
Who are we rooting for tomorrow?
In what? OU, Texas?
Yeah.
Boomer.
Yeah. No.
It's also it's our guy Jackson Cleveland's birthday tomorrow. So that's part of
Nice.
the reason why.
Also, no Schlosnagel for me. But Nick, final thoughts?
Excited to see the Cal Bears come to town. That's going to be very
Did you just say Barry?
no.
The Cal Bears, and then you said Barry. It's going to be Barry. Very fun.
No.
I know you're not that clever.
Hey
I
Nick,
know,
can
but-
I buy Mike New a sandwich? Can I
if he comes
introduce-
in, yeah.
I might have to message Mike New and see if he'd be down to try a chicken parm from Dioli's because
I
think
would
Mike New needs
love
to learn chicken parm from Dioli's.
I would love if Mike New came into Dioli's. That guy, he is awesome. I love Mike New.
We have 45 seconds. Actually, no, sorry, I can't count. We have a minute and 45 seconds.
Okay. Anyways, excited to see the Cal Bears come to town. I love their rotation, so let's see what they can do. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing them too, but I'm not allowed at Wake Forest. So anyway, that's going to do it for us here at Just Means Less. So until then, it just means less. We'll be back Monday with our recap show. Micah Butel, Nick Dioli, Monty Taylor. Enjoy your weekend.